Well, good morning, y'all, and welcome back to Apron Strings. We're going to do a little St. Patrick's Day goodie today for cooking for one or two. Everybody may not want it, but some of y'all might want to do something a little bit special. Just a little bit of tradition. Do you have any Irish in you? I got a little bit in me. My grandpa Trevathan, which was my maiden name, was Irish. He had a lot of Irish. He had the red tint to his skin. He had a lot of Irish in him. So I'm going to celebrate Gramps today and make some Irish soda bread, a little mini loaf for one or two. But before I get into that, I'm going to address something that's been really heavy on my heart. I have grown to love Heather from the Kneady Homesteader. I've watched her YouTube for a long time, but in the last few months we've become pretty good friends, and we've chatted back and forth, and she gave my channel a shout out and really did send a lot of people my way, and I appreciate every one of y'all. But Heather, most of you know this, but for those of you that don't, Heather and her family went out for an early Valentine's meal on the 13th. And on the way home had a head-on collision with a drunk driver. And her husband, Matt, who was just a delight on her YouTube channel, Matt was instantly killed. The two small children were injured, and Heather has had horrible injuries, and she's got a long recovery ahead of her. We need to bind together as a YouTube community and friends and pray for Heather and the children that the Lord will give her speedy recovery and healing, and heal them emotionally and comfort them. And also her son has started a GoFundMe, and I'm going to leave the link down below to that if you can help. $5, $10, $15 adds up. You don't have to have $500 to give. Every little bit helps. And Heather broke both wrists and her feet, and broken ribs. It's going to be a long time before she can work her channel again. So if you are subscribed to the Kneady Homesteader, please play her videos. Play the playlist where it'll play one after the other and give her watch time to keep her income. And also, that's real important. So I just wanted to address that for you that don't know, that can add to, there's thousands of people praying for her, and every prayer counts. There's strength in numbers. So with that being said, and with my sad heart, I have cried for her. I don't have any words that could comfort. Words are cheap when it comes to a loss like Heather has suffered. All we can do is pray that the comforter of all comforters, Jesus Christ, will surround her with his presence and peace and give her healing. So we're going to go ahead today and make some Irish soda bread for one or two. Makes like a little 4-inch loaf, but it's not a loaf, it's a little round disc. So I've got everything measured out ahead of time, and I'm gonna bring y'all over here, and we're just gonna get this mixed up and on the pan and get it in the oven. It doesn't have yeast in it, so it'll cook in about 30 to 40 minutes. We'll have us a little loaf of Irish soda bread. It has flour, salt and sugar, an egg yolk, a half a cup of buttermilk, some raisins, and some cold butter that we will work into our dry ingredients. So y'all get on over here to the butcher block, and we're going to get this soda bread made. Okay, I'm just going to keep working this butter in and making a mess, and then it goes real quick after this. Okay, I've still got a few bigger pieces in there, but not very big. Now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to pour my buttermilk and put my egg yolk just into the measuring cup here. And I'm going to whisk it together, and we're going to add it to the dry ingredients. So I'll be right back. They say not to spray your non-stick pans with like Pam or kitchen spray. So I'm just going to use a cake pan, because this is just a little 4-inch circle. And I'm going to use a cake pan and just butter it where maybe my bread won't stick. Okay, now I'm going to set that aside. I've got my oven preheating to 425. So I've got my dry ingredients with my butter in it. And I'm going to take my egg yolk. I've got 1 egg yolk. And I'm going to whisk that just a little bit to break it. And then I'm going to add my 1/2 cup of buttermilk to that. That's good fresh buttermilk. I just bought it. And I'm going to whisk them together. Okay, I failed to tell y'all that there was also 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in here. Of course, it's soda bread. You got to have some soda in it. So I've got this pretty well blended, and I've got my dry ingredients blended. So I'm going to put them, my egg yolk and my buttermilk, into my dry ingredients. Get all that out that I can because I need it. Okay, let me get this blended around in here. I like to do this by hand because you don't want to over mix it. It's not a cake, it's a bread. So we'll get this all mixed up. We want to add in 1/4 cup of raisins. And I'm just using regular brown raisins. Just kind of work them and press them down into your dough. See, it doesn't have hardly any sugar in it, but you're going to get a little bit of sweetness from your raisins. Now I'm going to get my mat and turn this out onto the mat and knead it into a 4-inch circle. Then we'll do what we have to do next. I'm just going to do just a little bit of flour. This is a non-stick mat, but I'm going to help it out. Oh, that's kind of sticky. Okay, I'm going to dust that with just a little flour so I can get it shaped here right. I want to make sure those raisins are put around in there like they ought to be and not all up in a group. You know, they need to be socially distanced in here. They need to practice social distancing. Hate that. Okay, you want about a 4-inch circle. And I could measure, but I'm just going to say that looks 4-inchy to me. And I will, can y'all see it? See if I can get it where you can see it. I can't tell if you can see or not. Let me get the camera so you can see what I'm doing. I'll bring it over here real close where y'all can see. Okay, see, I've got it into a neat little circle here. And I'm going to, let's see, that should tell me, that says 6 inches. But it's not up to the 6 inches, so it's probably 4 or 5 inches. That's okay, it don't have to be. I can be my boss. I don't have to do exactly like they say on the recipe card. And you're going to take a knife and you're just going to cut you an X in it about 1/2 inch deep. Okay? And then we're going to transfer it to our buttered pan. Let's see, where can y'all see? I'm going to put it in my pan. And I'm going to bake it for about 40 minutes and then we'll be back. I'm going to cook it in the June oven. And I'll bring y'all back. I'll probably show you while it's in there, but I'm going to get it in there right now. And then we'll be back with a pretty loaf of bread. I just got the bread out and I'm going to butter the top of it just because I like to do that. And it's hard and crusty. I think I cooked it about 5 minutes too long and I had it in there for 35 minutes. So when you make it, watch it. I set the timer and went on about my business, and I should have kept my business closer to the oven. So I'm going to leave my butter where I can put some more on there in just a minute. Y'all, I cut it and made 4 nice sized pieces. And it's soda bread is kind of a heavier bread. It's not light and fluffy. So it's going to be good with some butter on it. And I'd like to put a little bit of my Christmas jam with the hatch peppers in it on it. But I wanted to show y'all kind of an up close, the raisins in it. Very, very good treat for St. Patrick's Day coming up here for a while. Hope y'all are planning some kind of a little treat for St. Patrick's Day. You know, it's fun to do a little something no matter what the holiday is. So try the little mini loaf of the soda bread. If you want to double it, you would have like a 8 or 10 inch round, and you'd have more pieces to serve more people. So do you some green eggs and ham and some soda bread and be an Irishman for a day. The good Lord bless and keep y'all. Don't forget to check the link down below for Heather's GoFundMe if you're interested, or if you're financially able to help some with her. I know it looks like a lot's been donated, but she's going to have to pay rent and utilities for months that she's not able to get any income. And the wheels of the government turn slow to get Social Security and all going for her and the kids from Matt. So y'all keep her in your prayers. Do what you can to help. I'm sure her address is on her website, the Kneady Homesteader, on her YouTube channel. Cards of encouragement. I know she would appreciate that. So let's lift her up in prayer. First and foremost, the Lord holds everything in His lap. He has our needs physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally. He has everything we need. So if we can find favor with Him for Heather, everything's going to be taken care of. God has the right people that can help financially. He has the right people to help her physically. He has it all. So the most precious gift that you can give Heather is your prayers. And we still don't have a lot of information on my husband. I will update y'all when we know more. I do know that they're going to do some testing on his lungs. They are an issue in this equation, so we're still waiting. Lord bless and keep y'all. Come back here Saturday and we'll have something good to eat that you can feed a bunch of people with. I'll see y'all then.